Woolypig claims a spot within the top 10 for the first time after clearing Meat Tower. Surprisingly, according to them, the 240Hz frame-perfect UFO click wasn't that big of a deal. Instead, they struggled on this sequence, where you perform a coyote jump, and under a strict time limit, buffer your next 2 jumps around this tooth. They also struggled with this upcoming jump, where you have to precisely angle your fall to activate the mini-portal, instead of landing inside some spikes. The last jump Woolypig noticeably struggled with is this one, where they had to squeeze between a pair of teeth while strafing around this one-time used blue portal. Some other notable completions include Drawn on Pandora, the dashboard wall jump level, Dashing on Dishrags, the hardest autoscroller, and Artemka and Masked on another autoscroller, Rabbit Hole, with the latter of the two also beating Huh, a low-gravity speedrun level by Crerro, where you constantly weave around huge hitboxes and execute fast turnarounds by briefly letting go of all keys before swapping direct. While the first quarter is the hardest part of the level, as it's heavily muscle memory based, Mask didn't struggle as much as other victors. However, after some more low-gravity gaming, he struggled with the long ball drop down, as he had to aim for this one block gap at the last second. After some more cube shenanigans, he easily cleared the spider part, which is super satisfying to watch, and entered the final cube, which is especially difficult thanks to this double turnaround drop. Speaking of Crerro though, he had 2 rated levels this week, including Ocean Commotion, where you'll have to take shelter before waves of tsunami wash you away. You'll have to do this while also dodging moving saws and bullets that fire from time to time. Crerro does a great job mixing up these obstacles in a variety of ways, so go check this level out. For our new hardest of the week, legendary player EricVanWilderman beat Jetpack Trials, a 50-stage gauntlet based on the world's hardest game, which tests all of your flying skills from precision to memorizing an extremely long path in this maze to your speedrunning skills. However, the hardest room by far is the infamous Room 43. This room is exceptionally difficult, as EVW had to precisely maneuver the jetpack to avoid accelerating headfirst into the 3 horizontal diagonals near the start and end of the level. And even after all of that, this room ends with 2 extremely tight straight flies.
Oh my god, I did it! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god, yeah, I just had to make sure I was recording.
Some other notable completions include Easy on Null and llolez on the former top 1 Convolution.
Yes! Yes! Hello, weekly demon!
Crime and Punishment by Kokir's team, which is verified by one of its members, Cybercube. The level starts out with what victors NNG, Malcoris, and TNTking agree is the most brutal part of the level. This comes down to the high amount of spam and the plethora of fast turnarounds while the screen is rapidly swapping to neighboring screens. This dash warp section at full speed is straight up merciless. The difficulty begins to cool down in this part, where it introduces slope boosting and starts hurling projectiles towards you at 1,000 miles per hour. However, it's straight back to brutal gameplay in this next part, as it's full of awkward clicks, including this at minimum quadruple blue orb click, which is shortly followed up by this spider spam staircase. The intensity doesn't stop there though, as you'll fly through a factory while hurricane force winds periodically slam you backwards in this jetpack part. After a relatively tame dash orb section, you'll find yourself in this checkerboard part, which is also fraught with awkward jumps such as this fall that teleports you right into a late dash orb click. Luckily, the second half of the level is noticeably easier and has more dash orb gameplay, time trials, avoidance, and even a triple spike. But there's just one more twist before you're home free. You'll have to both learn and execute this level's custom wave game mode, which looks super satisfying. Huge congrats to all the victors for beating this 2-minute deathless level, especially to Malcoris, who would persevere after dying around 97% twice, and who would later beat Heroku, and NNG, who would verify Heavenly Echo, a fantastic looking speedrun extreme that was recently rated in the same week. Check out this consistency tracker by ekisacik, link in the description. You can customize any jump you want, such as in-betweens, where the name implies you have to jump in between the middle of 2 regular spikes to avoid your demise. You can even try the 240 frame perfect click in Meat Tower that SuperLobster somehow did first try, or how consistent you are at beating Convolution, so go try it out now.